Howdy, and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. If you're trying to find Nemo, we've got you one today. Hey guys, if you're finding Nemo, we got one for you today. Y'all, I'm Tim Nichols of MrMaple.com. We do over 1,000 varieties of Japanese maples. Guys, check us out on Mr. Maple. We add 10 new trees every single Tuesday and Thursday, actually 20 each of those times at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on MrMaple.com. You can sign up for that email on Mr. Maple.
And check us out at the Mr. Maple Show on YouTube and the Maple Mafia channel on YouTube, where you can get behind the scene videos, you can get videos on how-tos. You want to learn about Japanese maples? That's your go-to source right there.
I know, I think we've got almost 2,000 something videos, 3,000 include the shorts, of videos learning about Japanese maples and garden related content. So definitely make sure you subscribe there. And we do a weekly podcast on your favorite podcast platform. It's called the Mr. Maple Show. Make sure you're subscribed.
Well, check this out, Nemo. People have been looking for Nemo and we found it. This tree right here is so cool because you get those orange colors out of it. Especially, I mean, look at it right now. You got those oranges coming out of it. But we're talking about like a perfect Makawa type dwarf for your landscape, fairy gardens, container gardening. Just an excellent plant.
I mean, the Makawa variants are hot right now. Everybody's after the Makawa variation. And if you're new to Japanese maples, the original tree is Makawa Yatsubusa, and it's a green. And the color variations on that are what people are so much after. This one gives you some really nice oranges, and then right now you're starting to get some of those yellows in there with the oranges on this Nemo. So you sort of start to see this two-tone effect that this tree can get. It was a chance seedling found by Dr. Charles Murray. And Dr. Charles Murray is a good friend of ours. We've been friends with him for years. He met us at a tailgate market years ago, and we took care of his trees when he was going through some cancer treatments. And then, you know, he just became such a good friend where we just started learning about trees from him. He shopped with J.D. Vare trees. He shopped with Howard Hughes. When it comes to Japanese maples, he loves them. And he loved ancient trees. In fact, we actually shot a podcast with him about the 1700s Japanese maples, because that was one of his just pride and joys, is trying to collect the 1700s maples. But he also liked new trees too. Nemo was a chance seedling that he'd found. He brought to us and said, guys, I want y'all to introduce it. And it really has some of that good orange color out there in the landscape. It's a real slow growing Makawa type. And it has that tightly layering structure that the original Makawa Yatsubusa has. It's got the leaf very similar to Makawa Yatsubusa, but this small dwarf stature makes it so easy to use in anyone's landscape or garden.
You know, you're talking about Dr. Murray, and you're talking about someone with vast knowledge and, you know, just history of Japanese maples. And you know, if someone like him, this stands out to him, this is something special, you know it's special. I mean, you could just look at it here, those colors. Like you said, you got some of those yellows happening going on, brightening up. But overall, you've got that orange that just pops. And, you know, a lot of times we associate orange as a fall color. But, you know, you're talking about in this type of habit, absolutely killer.
I mean, the spring time frame are some of the most exciting time for these Makawa variations, because the color variations are so stark and different. They look like candy out there in the landscape. You walk through a Makawa garden like Matt's garden right now, and you start to see all the different color variations, and it feels like you're in another world. It feels like you've just got this crazy uniqueness going on that you don't find in many other trees. The Makawa variants are very popular for bonsai. Seedlings are very popular for bonsai. They're great for containers because of their dwarf small stature. It's such a unique tree. We've dropped a few of these on our Maple Mafia on eBay, which we do from time to time. Sometimes you can see those trees where we're listing those on MrMaple.com/eBay. That takes you to our eBay store, and we're putting 20 trees on there a week. But we're working hard to bring these to MrMaple.com. And I mean, that's our ultimate goal, is to make these trees available to the masses in as high numbers as possible. The Makawa Yatsubusa variations are difficult to produce. They've got short nodes between each of the leaves. That also means that they're more difficult to graft, because there's less space to actually graft those trees. So you actually have to cut through the nodes. That makes them more difficult to take, but then also they put on less growth because they are a dwarf. So it takes a long time to get many of these Makawa Yatsubusa variations out into the trade and make them available. I think the supply doesn't equal the demand, and that's one of the biggest problems with the Makawa Yatsubusa variations. But I mean, this is such a beautiful little tree for your garden.
It is, and like mentioned before, for containers. But you know what? For application in a landscape, these make great foundation plants. They make great walkway plants. So, I mean, there's so many different ways that you can use this in your garden and landscape.
I mean, it just adds that unique color out there in the landscape. If you put something out there like a Dragon Master somewhere near it, or a small yellow, it's gonna play off each other so well. I really like to have this in a Makawa garden where I collect all the Makawa Yetsubusa variations though, and put them around where you have Mystic Makawa here, Red Panda over there, Bazinga, Japanese Princess, Mayday, and you get to play with all the color variations, and of course the original Makawa Yetsubusa. It wouldn't be a Makawa garden without the original Makawa Yetsubusa. And play across the color variations, because when you have those textures and the leaves that are similar, but then you have the color variations that are different, it gives this enchanting feel in the garden.
Absolutely. So, guys, check this out. It is a killer tree. You need it in your landscape. It's going to brighten up that landscape, and it's going to make it pop.
And when it comes to trees available on Mr. Maple, if it's not currently available, you can go find the Nemo page on MrMaple.com, Acer palmatum Nemo, and then click notify me, and we'll notify you when this tree becomes available again. Likely, it's gonna be released at some of our open houses we dropped it at before, our eBay, and through our 10 at 10s that we list on Mr. Maple every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's a great way to figure out where these Makawa Yetsubusa variations are getting released first.
Y'all take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.